Xavier University. Welcome to the Judson Center for Game 2 of today's CCAC doubleheader matchup between the Judson Eagles and your St. Xavier Cougars.
Jostling amongst the top four in the CCAC leads us to today's game, an important one for the home Cougars as the Judson Eagles look to come in and play spoilers. Good afternoon, everyone. Ron Luce here with you for Game 2 of this CCAC doubleheader. We watched the women's teams square off before this, and it was the SXU women reigning victorious with an 88-55 victory over the visiting Judson Eagles. And now it's the men's turn, as the men will tip off here in just a few minutes. And the starters are being announced for both sides in this ever-important game for the Cougars. Tail of the tape here between these two squads. The Cougars come in today 17-5 overall and 11-3 in conference play. They're 3-2 in their last 5 under head coach Robert Ford. And as we noted, very important positioning as 3 teams are tied with 11-3 conference records right now atop the CCAC. Only Roosevelt with a better conference record than anybody. They sit at 12-2 currently. Cougars are tied with the Olivet Nazarene Tigers and Indiana South Bend Titans for that second place spot, but the Cougars' overall record gives them this slight edge. On the other hand, Judson comes in with a tough season so far, 5-16 overall on the year and 3-10 in conference play. And they are unfortunately 0-5 in their last 5 under third-year head coach Bruce Fields. The starters were announced for the visitors. Today it's number 3, Isaiah Bird, number 10, Antarius Ryan, number 12, Jack Keller, number 21, Sam Stewart, and number 24, Leonard Wilson, taking the court first for the Judson Eagles. And you've heard a couple of the starters already announced here for the Cougars. Number 2, TJ Babaker draws back into the starting lineup. Number 11, Julian Barr will make the start at one of the guard spots. Jaden King, the second leading scorer in CCAC play, is getting the start at that 3 spot. Jack Halverson's the big man in the middle at number 20. At number 30, Cedric Johnson also on the floor to start things off. No Kevin Bishop for the Cougars today. If you joined us last week, he was double tech and kicked out of the game for something he said to an official where you still have no idea what was said. But he got teed up very early on in that one, and as a result is suspended for this game. So he is not in uniform or on the bench today for the Cougs. Judson wearing their all-blue uniforms today with the gold numbers and gold trim. The lettering in Judson just outlined by that gold with the navy blue. And as for the Cougars, they're in their traditional home whites here with the red numbers and letters and the black and red detail throughout the uniform. Officials are in place. Cheerleading team is ready. Tip-off is about to get underway. There's the whistle. It'll be Halverson and Stewart. Halverson wins it back. And just like that, we are underway in this CCAC matchup and this NAIA men's basketball tilt between the Judson Eagles and St. Xavier Cougars. Good give-and-go work there from Halverson to King, but King falls on his back out of play and touches the ball, so quick turnover gets things going here, and Judson able to steal an early possession away from the Cougars as we start to unwind on this first half of play. Good pass there as Keller has it in the high post. He'll kick over to Bird on the near side. Keller gets it back, and now it's up top with Ryan. Over on the far side, now good pass inside to Wilson. Under 10 to shoot, and that's blocked by Jack Halverson with the big paw. Here comes Babaker, Barr, and King working quickly, and King's got an easy 2 in the fast break. Good pass from Julian Barr. King able to catch it in stride and put it up quickly for the easy layup. And just like that, it's the Cougars jumping out ahead with the 2-0 lead to start things off. Keller looking for a teammate, finds Bird. Good follow by Johnson through the screen. Far side, Ryan for 3, off the mark. Halverson able to stretch out and haul that rebound in. Johnson now, easy open 3, and he delivers. Cedric Johnson from the far wing And that dagger gives the Cougars the early 5-0 run. Beautiful shot. Johnson wide open. Cougars did a nice job getting up the court quickly. Bird looking for a teammate. Finds Stewart on the baseline, and that pass is taken away. Here comes Johnson with a head of steam. Loses it. Circles back, though, and now Halverson for the 3-ball. And that's off the mark as Bird hauls in the rebound. Bird working up top right now. Guarded tightly here by Babaker, and a quick give and go with Ryan. A three-pointer from Keller delivers. And the first points of the day for the visiting Eagles comes via the three-point ball. Johnson serving as the point man here gives way to Jaden King. As we noted, King averaging 21.9 points per game. That's good for second in the CCAC. A couple of bodies hit the ground. Babaker lost his balance as a result of Antarius Ryan picking up the foul.
His first personal, first team foul in the game for the Eagles.
And the Cougars will inbound just in front of the visiting Eagles bench, and Babaker receives the pass from Johnson. Far side, Babaker loses it, foul called, and it'll be on the Cougars away from the ball. Jaden King ranks 11th in the nation in scoring. The only other CCAC player ahead of him in points per game is Tyler Schmidt of Olivet Nazarene. He's averaging 22.7 as of today. Ball lost by Ryan. He's able to pick it back up and give way to Wilson. Opens up Keller in the lane. Can't deliver on the mid-range jumper. The Cougars will work quickly. Johnson looking for a teammate down court, and he finds Halverson in the post. Halverson with the hook, and the right-handy delivers. Halverson missing essentially all of 2022 portion of the schedule due to an injury that occurred before the season. But talk about a different aspect to this team since he's returned. Barr with a takeaway here. He and Babaker working their way up the court. A quick pass, and Babaker will circle back to slow things down. Babaker's going to pull up for three, and he delivers. TJ Babaker, and that's going to draw an early timeout from the Judson Eagles as the Cougars jump out to the 10-3 lead. We'll step aside for a brief breather. We'll be back with you here in just a second when the action resumes on the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 16:43 still to play here in this first half, and the Cougars win the race to double figures, 10-3 your score. That drew an early Judson timeout. As third-year head coach Bruce Fields wanted to talk things over. He's joined on the bench today by assistant coaches Scott Campbell, Blake Koch, and Philip Culbertson. Cougars head coach Robert Ford is joined on his bench by Taylor Jones and Devin Johnson as the assistant coaches. That ball's poked away, ends up with Stewart. Babaker hits the floor, and now a whistle. A shot went in from Ryan. And Johnson's going to pick up a foul. So no basket for Judson as the whistle was blown before that shot was taken by Ryan. So Judson will go back to work here in the half court. And Johnson with the big takeaway, but then a misfired pass. He tried to get the transition going quickly. Good defensive play there, though, from number 30, Cedric Johnson. Sioux Falls transfer, junior guard from Bellevue, Nebraska. One of the many new faces in the program this season. And the official having a word, it appears, with Stewart and King. A little bit of jostling for position. Ryan catches the inbound pass, and Judson's back underway as we tick closer to 16 to play. Wilson on the drive. Halverson with good defense so far, trying to draw a foul, nothing there. Here's Ryan, step back jumper, and that's a beauty. As Antarius Ryan delivers. Tough shot, too, over an outstretched Cedric Johnson. Beautiful display of shooting there from Ryan. Kings in the corner for three. It's off the mark. Sam Stewart collects easily on the rebound. 5-point lead still here for the Cougars. Ryan with the tough basket last time. Now Wilson in the mid-range delivers. Just like that, it's a one-possession game. 10-7 your score here. Good run for Judson coming out of their timeout. TJ Babacar looking for a teammate, finds Jaden King in the post. King with the little step-back floater, and it's good. Jaden King, such a dynamic scorer, huge wingspan as well. And you see it. He can hit from deep. He can drive the lane. There isn't much that Jaden King can't do on a court. Keller's pulling up from the corner, and that's good. Beautiful three-pointer from Jack Keller. Again, this game got a lot closer now. Judson able to bridge the gap down to just two. Barr over to Babacar here in the near corner and delivers a pass to Johnson. King's wide open on the wing for three. That's off the mark, though, as Stewart picks up another rebound. It's Arias Ryan over to Isaiah Bird, and then a travel is the call. And a couple of substitutions coming for both sides.
Checking in for the Eagles, number 1, Brighton Mosley. And checking in for the Cougars, number 3, Trey Ward.
So Trey Ward is checked in now for the Cougars, as has number 0, Drew Bishop. And the only substitution on the floor for Judson, number 1, Brighton Bizaninth. He checks in place of Sam Stewart. King on the far side. King with a little floater in the lane, and he's got two more. Again, we mentioned the things King can do on the offensive end. Has a Division I background, played at Western Illinois, FCS, Division I AA. Step back three here from Wilson is too much. Johnson secures another board. Over to King on the far side. King's going to pull up from range. Off the mark, Halverson trying to out-jump a handful of Eagles, unfortunately unable to do so. Wilson here in the near corner. He's going to pull up for the three. It's off the mark. Rebound collected, but it's lost. Here comes King. In transition, Jaden King. And a foul has been called. I think it's going to be against Antarius Ryan. And Coach Bruce Fields disagreeing from the bench. Wanted a travel call. Trey Spires is going to check in as well now for Judson in place of Antarius Ryan. No other changes yet. Cougars still running with their current five. Trey Ward's going to pick up the pass from the point. Bishop with the shot fake, dribbles down to the baseline. Now looking for Johnson as he starts the offense. Over to King on the far wing, now to Ward on the far side. Nothing home for Ward. He'll deliver a pass to Bishop. 7 to shoot. Travel called on Trey Ward, and another turnover for the Cougars here, who still secure a 4-point lead for the moment. And number 4, Tino Shabai, will check in for the Cougars. We'll see a lot of Shabai today without Kevin Bishop available. So Halverson and Cedric Johnson get breathers as number 23, Maki Moore, also checks in. Maki Moore is nearing a career milestone, 1,000 collegiate points. He's a McHenry Community College transfer. Needs 5 points today after a 14-point performance, and that's a big block from Jaden King. Bissonenth able to pick up the rebound, and Wilson delivers with a big bucket. Good work on the offensive end, at least from a rebounding perspective for Judson there. Cuts the lead to just 2. As we noted, Maki Moore coming off 14 points a week ago as King's floater falls. Maki Moore just 5 points away from 1,000 for his college career. Well, we're certainly on Maki Moore watch today. Spires over to Keller on the far side. And now to Bird up back top. Wilson working the high post. Nice pass. Wanted Spires, though, and it's a takeaway. Here comes Jaden King. King, Maki Moore wanted the alley-oop just out of his wheelhouse. Judson working quickly to try and answer back. President delivers a pass down low to Wilson. Wilson fighting through some traffic. And this shot, though, still ends up in Jaden King's arms as we approach 12 minutes to play here in half number 1. Bishop back over to King. King's going to pull up from deep for 3. Jaden King from distance. And just like that, Jaden King is starting to feel it. Already the Cougars leading scorer today, and after that latest bucket, already in double figures. He's got 11. President's shot off the mark. Bishop secures the rebound. Here's Trey Ward. Quickly, and a beautiful little layup there for the Oak Lawn Community High School product, Trey Ward. And the Cougars starting to gain some ground here. 9-point advantage, 21-12 your current score. Bird wanted the 3, elects to pass instead. It ends up with Wilson back to Bird. Nice move on the crossover. A little bit of contact from Bisineth, and then Wilson working hard. Will not get the and one, but it will send him to the free throw line. Foul called against the Cougars with 11:10 to play. Drew Bishop picking up the foul. As we mentioned, that'll send Wilson to the line here. Houston, Texas native. Nearing the halfway mark of this first half. As Wilson collects his first free throw. King will head to the bench. Cedric Johnson returning to the floor. A little bit of small ball now for the Cougars, with Johnson effectively playing the 4. Certainly can afford to do that for the time being as well. And now number 33, Seth Gold, will check in. No other changes for the time being for either side. There's Trey Ward waiting for a Shabai screen. He gets it. A little pop back to Shabai for 3, and he delivers. Perhaps one of the best sharp-shooting big men in the NAIA, at least in the CCAC. Tino Shabai, you cannot leave him open from the point like that for 3. Bisineth able to get a quick 2 back. Good work for the Eagles. Here's Maki Moore now pulling up from 3. That's off the mark. Gold easily secures the rebound, and Spires leads the charge. Makes its way over to Keller on the far side. Waiting for reinforcements, and he'll throw a pass to Bird on the near end. Good ball movement from the Eagles. It ends up with Keller for 3, off the mark. Trey Ward will draw the foul. Good head of steam. Stray Spires will pick up his first personal. Each team now with 3 team fouls in this first half. And Ward will get things started in the half court now for the Cougars. Ward kicks to Moore. Moore now on the drive. Back over to Ward on the far side. Good ball movement here. It ends up with Bishop at the point. 12 to shoot. Johnson on the drive. Spins, loses it as Bird rips it out of his hands. Good defense for Judson there as we tick under 10 to play. Gold in the mid-range. Over to Bird. 3-pointer from the near corner, and he delivers. 5-point game now after some good play from Judson here over the last few possessions. Johnson on the drive. Left-handed floater is good. Johnson, the lefty, with the floater, and Cougars lead still strong now at 7 points. There's Gold, good passing. Johnson able to get a fingertip on that pass. It'll still be Eagles possession. TJ Bobaker will check back in. Trey Ward will head to the bench. At least for the time being, no other changes. Well, Bird tried to take it himself, the old off-the-back play. And then a foul is called as Maki Moore got a piece of Brighton Bisineth.
Foul call number 23, Maki Moore. His first personal, 14 foul for the Cougars.
That will send the big man to the line here for free throws. President 6'8", the Miami, Florida native. Senior listed as a power forward on the roster. But as we noted, playing the center role at least for the moment. Sam Stewart and Thomas Donati listed on the roster as the two centers. And the second free throw falls. 26-21 now your score as we approach 9 to play. Here's Babaker on the drive. Back to Shabai. Three-pointer. Just short. Moore able to run down the rebound, and Babaker has it. And gets the offense going once again. Good work by Maki Moore to deflect that loose ball up in the air out to a teammate on the perimeter. Cougars with another possession. Babaker for three. Off the mark as Gold collects the rebound. And Bird gets things started over to Keller. Spires on the near side. Long cross-court pass to Bird. He's able to athletically keep it in play. And then a foul will be called on Drew Bishop. He wanted to poke that way for a takeaway. And with that being his second foul already, it'll send Bishop back to the bench. Julian Barr checks back into the game with 8:21 to play. And Bird will get things started from the baseline into Keller, and now Spires at the top. Keller for three from the wing, and he delivers. Jack Keller leading the scoring so far for these Eagles. The latest bucket gives him 9 already here on the day. King still with a game-high 11 thus far. Maki Moore drives, kicks. That was tipped off an Eagles player, so it will remain Cougar possession. Shabai will head to the bench. Halverson returns to the floor. The lone substitution for either side. Babaker will inbound to Halverson. He's working in the post. Backing down. Turnaround Jay off the mark, just short on the turnaround jumper from Halverson. 2-point game. Eagles looking to tie it up. Spires kicks over to Bird. And a near takeaway as Barr got a hand on it, but Bird able to secure the loose ball. Here's Spires now, driving. Got a little bit of a athletic push off, and Moore ends up with it. Maki Moore to the rim, and he's got two. And one as well for Maki Moore. So that'll send Moore to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Those are Moore's first points of the day. And Moore sinks the free throw. One more bucket for Maki Moore, and we'll hit that 1,000 mark, but we'll have to wait a little bit for it as he heads to the bench. Jaden King back on the floor for SXU. Sam Stewart also returns to the floor now for the Eagles. Bizanin back on the bench. Keller has to save that, and he throws it away to Babaker. Here's Barr with the layup, and an easy two for Julian Barr. The Eagles bench wanted a traveling call. Nothing called there, so Barr with the fast break points. Spires over to Keller here on the near side. Spires gets it right back. Now to the big man Stewart, and he throws it away. Here's Jaden King. He'll slow things down for the moment and then accelerates. And travel is the call. King tried to draw the foul, unable to successfully do so. So it's 6:39 to play. And the Eagles are going to take a full timeout, so we're going to step aside for a brief breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you here in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 6:39 remaining here in the first half of this game 2 of the CCAC doubleheader today between Judson and SXU. Ron Luce on the call with you here. Cougars lead 31-24. Judson has already burned a pair of timeouts, so they just have 4 remaining. Despite the record difference entering play today, an ultra-competitive first half thus far. Cougars had a sizable 7-point lead early, and they still have that 7-point lead, but really Judson hasn't allowed it to get to anything more than that. They've done a good job hanging around right now after what's been a tough season for them so far. Cougars having a really strong second year under head coach Robert Ford. A year ago, they were the 4 seed in the CCAC tournament. Lost on a buzzer beater to Roosevelt right here in the Shannon Center. We'll see Roosevelt as the next home game, as a matter of fact, as the Cougars go on the road for a little bit. Eagles working here. Wilson back in the game. He'll drive, and a little floater's off the mark. Halverson stretches over everybody, and they're working quickly. Barr, King, three-pointer, corner, good! Jaden King with the dagger from the corner. And it's a 10-point lead now for the Cougars following that triple. Stewart out to Bird and to Spires. A lot of high passes from the Eagles. Guys having to leave their feet to ensure they don't lose a possession. Here's Bird on the drive. Tried to throw it off the glass, unable to do so. Here come the Cougars in the fast break. Johnson over to Barr on the far side. Julian Barr, 3, not good. Can't get the friendly roll at the end either. And Wilson and Spires work to bring it up the court now for the Judson Eagles. Spires kicks over to Bird, and Bird steps out of play as he plants and tries to drive the baseline, so it is a Cougar possession. And now number 12, Jack Keller, returns to the floor for Judson, as does number 10, Antarius Ryan. Gold and Bird will earn the breathers. Spires still on the floor. So 4 or 5 starters out there for the Eagles. All 5 starters out there once again for the Cougars with 5:13 and counting to play here in the first half. 10-point lead. King back over to Johnson on the far side. Johnson on the drive. Turnaround, Jay. Can't get the friendly roll. Ryan securing the rebound. 5 to go here in the first half. Cougars lead by 10. Good crowd in attendance today as well for this final Saturday doubleheader of the season, as Johnson tries to get a piece of that pass and ultimately out of play, but good job by the Cougars to force the Eagles to reset. As a matter of fact, this is the penultimate home game of the season as well. Just one more home game on February 15th against top-seeded Roosevelt, as Antarius Ryan steps out of bounds on the far side of the court. Cougars possession once again, but as we noted, that'll be the final home game on February 15th, a Wednesday night 5 and 7 o'clock doubleheader for the women and men respectively. I hope you'll be back with us for that. 4 games, though, coming up on the road here for the Cougars. Here's Bobaker. Finds King back at the point, and King will get the charge going. Now Johnson on the near side. They wanted Halverson, unable to get it to him. Stewart with a big block. Here come the Eagles. Keller. And he'll lose it. Bobaker with a takeaway from behind. Good work for Bobaker. He'll have to dribble himself out of some trouble, as Keller and Spires applied a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. There's Halverson now in the low post. Nice cut. And Jaden King and 1 for the Cougs. Jaden King delivers. Leonard Wilson picks up the foul. That's his first. So King will look to complete the 3-point play here and extend the Cougars' lead further. And a quick correction, 3 road games coming up here for the Cougars, and we'll address that at the next break. In the action, King sinks the free throw. Cougars lead by 13. 37-24 with 4:05 and counting to go here in the first half. Spires looking for some help, gets it via Keller's screen over to Ryan on the near side. Now it's Keller working in that mid-range. Good cut by Wilson. He'll draw the foul. It's likely to be against Jack Halverson, and it will, in fact, be the case. Talk about some discrepancy on the scoring end, though. Only player to not register a point so far for the Cougars that has at least appeared on the floor is Drew Bishop. Everybody else with at least 2. Halverson, Barr, and Ward with 2 points apiece. Shabai and Moore have 3. Babacar has 3. Johnson has 5. Jaden King has 17 points in this first half, carrying the offense for the Cougars. He's already near his season average. We're not even 20 minutes into this game. Missed shot there on the second free throw, and Halverson capitalizes on the rebound. Cougars go back to work, 3:44 and counting to go here in this first half. Shabai is checked in, so a little bit of big man ball now for the Cougars. He and Halverson on the floor. Here's Halverson backing down Antarius Ryan. That shot's off the mark. Stewart able to come back into the paint and collect on the rebound. Cougars trying to take advantage of the size mismatch between Ryan and Halverson. Nearly did so there. Halverson just unable to capitalize. Nearly poked away. Spires securing the loose ball. Julian Barb giving some pressure to Wilson up top. He'll give way to Keller. Under 10 to shoot. Ryan's going to pull up for 3. Off the mark. King on the rebound. Nice little behind-the-back pass from behind-the-back move, pardon me, from Jaden King. Freed himself up away from a defender. Now here's Barr. And Barr loses it on the pass. Antarius Ryan on the fast break. And he's got an easy 2 on the layup. Robert Ford was not happy with that turnover. Cougars go back to work now in the half court. Babacar, dish. Halverson wanted the jam. He was getting ready to put it down on Stewart, but a foul. 2:33 to play, and Sam Stewart hacking at Jack Halverson, and that'll send him to the free throw line. 10-point lead once again.
At the line shooting 2, Jack Halverson.
Halverson will capitalize on free throw number 1. Halverson doing his best Patrick Kane impression out there with the mouthpiece hanging out during the free throws. Isaiah Bird returns to the floor now for Judson. Spires will head back to the bench. Lone changes on the floor for either side as Halverson looks to go 2 for 2. And he will. 39-27 now with just about 2.5 minutes to play. Clock will start once Ryan picks the ball up, and he does right at the logo. Ryan gets a screen from Keller. Has to circle back and delivers over to Bird. Out to Ryan. Three-pointer from the wing is off the mark. And Halverson manages to come away, and now a foul will be called. And Stewart's going to pick up the foul. That's his second now. And with that 7th team foul, the Eagles exceed the foul limit, so minimum 1 free throw here for Halverson as they enter the first phase of the bonus.
Back at the line shooting 2, Jack Halverson. Brighton Mosley.
And it was indeed just 1. Looks like there was a little bit of confusion. Heads up play by Keller to make sure he reminded the officials. So missed free throw, nothing coming from the free throw attempt. Judson going back to work, and now offensive foul called against number 12, Jack Keller.
It's on number 12, Jack Keller. His first personal foul. Cougars ball.
Babacar will inbound for the Cougars as they earn possession after the foul. 2:05 and counting to play here in half number 1. Halverson with the pass.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Babacar on the drive over Antarius Ryan, and he gets the 2 to fall. Brighton Bizenith back in the game following the Stewart second foul, and that pass is out of bounds. Wilson trying to work a pass around to Keller on the far side, and it slowly dribbles out of play. King inbounds to Babaker, and Cougars go back to work with just over 90 seconds here on the clock. Babaker on the dry offensive foul. Tino Shabai is going to get called for the illegal screen. So 2 offensive fouls, trade possessions to each team respectively. And now Judson will go to work with Ryan running the point. Screen from Keller. Good work by Babaker to stay with him, however. Now here's Bird. Shabai playing that swing 4 role right now. He and Halverson delivering some size, and Keller steps out of bounds. Good trap from the Cougars defense. That's another turnover. So 3 straight possessions with turnovers. First 2 with offensive fouls, and now that latest out of bounds play on the trap. 1:06 and counting to go here as Babaker brings it up slowly. Shabai looked like he wasn't ready for that pass. Hits the pass in the high post. Here's King. King has to dribble it out and ultimately try not to lose the possession. Judson getting aggressive here with poking the ball away. Babaker's floater will fall. Good work by TJ Babaker to work through a little bit of contact as well. Here's Bird on the drive. Nice pass to Keller, and that's an easy dish. Pretty play from the Judson Eagles. Still a big deficit here, though, as they trail by 14. About a 2 to 3 second difference between shot and game clock, so the Cougars can run this all the way down to about 3 seconds left before having to take a shot. Babaker's going to get a screen from Shabai, but he doesn't need it. Dishes Halverson, and the one-hand slam from Jack Halverson. Cougars playing tight D. One last chance before the half, and a big aggressive pushing foul. Barr came in flying in and caught the body of Bird. And that will send him to the free throw line with 1.3 seconds on the clock. Once again, just the first phase of the bonus, so only guaranteed 1 shot. And he sinks it, so he earns a second free throw. 15-point game now, looking to return it to 14 is Isaiah Bird. Local product, Bolingbrook, Illinois native. Moraine Valley Community College transfer. Halverson with the full court shot, and it's off the mark, and the first half comes to a close. 45-31 is your score. Cougars with the big lead after 1 half of play. We'll step aside just as the players do. Don't go anywhere. Our cheer team ready to perform here at the half, and we'll be back for an entertaining second half of basketball right here on SXUCougars.com and the SXU Athletics YouTube page. We'll be back with you here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break for second half action in this CCAC second game of the doubleheader.
squad.
Welcome back, everybody. We're about a minute away from second half action beginning here in this CCAC men's basketball matchup between the Judson Eagles and St. Xavier Cougars. Ron Luce on the call here with you today, and what a first half for the Cougars. 14-point lead at the half. 45-31 the score as we start half number 2. Jaden King is your game-high scorer so far. He's got 17 points already. Incredible first half for him. Babaker with 7, Halverson with 6, and Cedric Johnson with 5 are your leaders for the Cougars. Everybody that's touched the floor has contributed at least 2 points, outside of Drew Bishop, who's still searching for his first points of the day. A little bit of early foul trouble, however, sent him to the bench in that first half. Jack Keller leads the way for the visiting Eagles. He's got 11 so far in the day. Leonard Wilson chipping in 7, Bird with 5. And then Brayton Bizainth and Antarius Ryan also checking in with 4 points apiece. Spires, Stewart, and Gold all still looking for their first points of the afternoon. 20 minutes on the clock. Second half action about to get started here. It's game 2 of the CCAC doubleheader today. SXU's women's team took care of Judson's women's team 88-55 in the earlier game. And now the men looking to follow suit and complete the doubleheader sweep. 4 of 5 starters start on the floor here for the Eagles. Bizainth, the only reserve starting the game, or starting the second half, that is, pardon me. Wilson shot off the mark. Halverson collects. All 5 Cougars starters, however, will start the second half for SXU. Johnson with it now at the point, gets a screen from Halverson. Instead, he'll circle back for Barr. They want to get Halverson down low, and he draws a lot of attention, and a beautiful pass to a cutting Jaden King. And now 8 of 11 from the field, 19 points for Jaden King, and we still have 19 minutes and change here to play. Ryan over to Bird, good ball movement, opens up Wilson for the corner 3, it's off the mark. The loose ball ends up with Bird, and Bird unable to capitalize as Johnson hauls in the rebound. Here's Jaden King in transition, and it will remain Cougars' possession as Antarius Ryan got that cleanly. So Cougars will reset here in the half court. 18:47 officially to play. Babaker will do the honors on the baseline on the inbound. And he gets it into Halverson. Right back to TJ at the top. And here's King working in the post, and he gets 2 more against Isaiah Bird. That's 21. King right in line with his season average. As we mentioned, entering play today, 21.9 points per game. And that pass gets away. Halverson with the takeaway. Here comes King once again. King pulls up, floater. Off the mark as Isaiah Bird hauls it in. Bird over to Bizainth. And now Bird gets it right back. Johnson able to swat it over to Halverson. Back and forth we go. Both teams using their speed after the missed shots, and ultimately Cougars now slowing it down. Babaker gives to King at the point. And now Barr will pull up. 3-pointer off the mark. Leonard Wilson, right place, right time for the rebound. Wilson on the drive, kicks over to Bird on the far side and makes his way to Ryan on the wing. Oh, nice pass from Ryan to Keller. And that's an easy 2 for the Eagles' leading scorer today, Jack Keller. Now 13 points on the day for number 12. There's Johnson now on the drive, circles back, trying to back down Bird, and does so, and 1 for Cedric Johnson. That's going to send him to the free throw line, looking to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Bird picks up his first foul, as you can hear over the PA. Johnson sinks the free throw. 52-33 your score. Cougars knocking on the door of a 20-point lead early in this second half. Ryan able to save a couple of seconds, letting that ball roll, and ultimately picks it up and goes back to work. Besaint pulls up, short. Here comes King with a head of steam, and he's slowed by Besaint. Now down low to Halverson. Turn around from Halverson, and he delivers a beauty off the backboard. Jack Halverson having himself a day. We mentioned no Kevin Bishop because of the double tech and subsequent ejection in last week's dominant victory over Trinity International. As that pass gets away from the Eagles, it'll be Cougars ball with 16:50 to play. So Halverson getting a lot of work today, and 8 points, 7 rebounds so far, 2 assists as well. A pair of nice passes to a cutting Jaden King throughout this one so far, round out Halverson's score sheet stats for the day. Johnson nearly loses it, able to secure possession, however. Now Babaker will drive. Nearly poked away, but gets it back. Over to Johnson on the far side. Three-pointer. That's off the mark as Wilson hauls in another board. Keller working quickly, and nice move by Keller. Sent a couple of Cougars airborne. Johnson with it, looking to drive. Tries to do so, has to spin back. That's Babaker on the far side for the three, and he delivers. Here comes Bird quickly. Eagles trying to answer back. Ryan, three-pointer, and he delivers. And Antarius Ryan answers back to Babaker's three. There's Johnson on the drive. Looks to dish, and Bird nearly gets away with it. King able to pick up the loose ball. Jaden King over to the corner. Cedric Johnson open for three. He delivers. Cedric Johnson. That's another big three for the Cougars. And they lead now by more than 20. It's a 22-point advantage. Julian Barr is going to pick up a foul after catching a piece of Wilson and a couple substitutions. We see Sam Stewart return to the floor. For the Cougars, Drew Bishop, Maki Moore check into the action. We're on Maki Moore watch here, 2 points away from 1,000 collegiate career points. Split between SXU and McHenry Community College. Wilson's going to spot up for three on the wing. That's off the mark. Keller hauls in the rebound. And that ball gets away. Bishop with the loose ball. Here comes Babaker. Babaker, Halverson, oop! Jack Halverson with the two-hand slam. And now the Cougars are starting to show off. What a beauty of a play. Excellent pass right in Halverson's wheelhouse. Ryan working hard against Bishop here, and nice pass to Stewart, who answers with a two-hand slam of his own. Babaker will slow things down now here for the Cougars. We're past the 14:30 mark with time to play. Maki Moore back to Babaker. Now Bishop on the far side gives it to Barr. Barr, baseline drive. Off the mark. Halverson tried to secure it, unable to do so. Antarius Ryan finding Bird, who spots up for the three. That's off the mark. Barr's got it, and Cougs work quickly. Moore back to Babaker. Cougars slowing things down. Pick and roll, and Babaker elects to keep it with the missed shot, and Barr able to poke it away, but rolls out a play off of Julian Barr, so it will be Judson possession. Babaker to the bench. Trey Ward checks back in. 13:45 and counting to go here in half number two. Wilson back over to Ryan on the far side. Gets it into the high post for Stewart. Nice pass to a cutting Wilson, and he's got two. Beautiful pass from Stewart to a cutting Wilson. And now head coach Robert Ford's going to take a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. So at 13-28, we will pause play. 20-point lead here for the Cougars. We'll stay with you through the timeout. And as we mentioned, the Cougars go on the road for 3 games coming up here to start the month of February. February 1st will be a men's-women's doubleheader at St. Ambrose University. The men will tip off at 7:30 p.m. The women will tip off at 5:30 for that one. Then they're at Calumet St. Joseph on the 4th of February. That's a Saturday doubleheader. 1 and 3 o'clock starts. Men will start at 3 with the women playing the earlier game. Cardinal Stritch then on the road on February 9th. Another men's-women's doubleheader. 5 and 7 o'clock tip-offs respectively with the men starting later. And then we're back here February 15th. The women will play Roosevelt. February 16th, the men will play Roosevelt here, so that is not a doubleheader. Although we believe it might be listed on the schedule. It might be an error here, and we'll do a little confirmation ourselves. It is, in fact, a February 15th doubleheader for the Cougars, so we will see you for a men's-women's doubleheader against Roosevelt on February 15th. That'll be the last home game of the season before one last game at Olivet Nazarene, and then the CCAC tournament, which the Cougars are looking to stay among the top of the CCAC. Cougars go to work here in the half court after the timeout. That ball nearly gets away from Barr, but Ward in the right spot to keep possession for the Cougars. Trey Ward on the drive, loses it on the way through. Antarius Ryan with the loose ball, and then Ward gets it right back and pokes it away. Good work by Trey Ward. He'll dish Drew Bishop, and 1 for Drew Bishop. And those are his first points of the day. Now every Cougar that's touched the floor has tallied on the score sheet. And 4 Cougars are in double figures now. Tino Shabai will check in place of Jack Halverson. Halverson 10.7 boards so far. Babaker also with 10 points. Johnson 11, and Jaden King still with 21. Drew Bishop looking to complete the and one, and does. 65-42 now your score here. 13:01 to play, and clock will start as soon as Ryan picks the ball up. 23-point game right now. Cougars have done a nice job breaking it open here in the second half, and Drew Bishop's going to pick up his 3rd foul. So both he and Julian Barr inching a little bit closer to foul trouble. Nothing too much to worry about just yet. Inbound play coming here for Judson. Keller securing the possession on the inbound pass. And the Eagles go to work. There's Stewart in the high post. Now Ryan with it on the dribble inside. Kicks out to Keller. Keller for 3. Off the mark. Bishop able to easily secure the rebound. Rocky Moore there on the far side. Gives way to Bishop. Bishop's going to pull up for 3 and delivers. Drew Bishop. He's now got 6 off the bench. Cougars bench scoring coming through big so far in this one. Athletic, nice play by Wilson to work through some traffic. Judson trying to keep this from getting too far out of hand. Rocky Moore gives way to Shabai. Wanted a cutting Moore, unable to do so. Barr has it now. Barr with a little floater in the lane, and he's got his 3rd and 4th points of the day. Cougars already to 70 with 11:42 and counting to go here in half number 2. Cougars are just scoring at will at this pace. Ryan's little floater won't go. Stewart with the offensive board and 1. Sam Stewart's going to head to the line for the 3-point play. 11:31 remaining here in half number 2. Around St. Xavier Athletics today, men's volleyball, number 12 men's volleyball that is, defeats number 6 Georgetown in their first game of the season. That was played yesterday, and then today over Warner University's receiving vote. Shabai 3 is good. Don't take your eyes off this Cougars team. Continuing to score it well, Shabai with the big three. Good move there into the lane. Stewart with the nice putback. The Cougars go back to work. Just one starter on the floor right now for SXU. That's Julian Barr. 80% of the starting lineup currently on the bench. Shabai outside, gives way to Barr and sets the screen. Over to Maki Moore. Corner three. Moore delivers, and he's got 1,000. Maki Moore's 1,000 mark for his collegiate career. And it comes via a dagger three in the corner. Ryan's going to try to answer. Unable to do so as Shabai gets the rebound. Maki Moore's got it once again. Dribbles to the baseline, and Stewart swats that out of play with a big paw. Spires will check back in here for Antarius Ryan. Just really quick, going back to men's volleyball, they defeated Warner today 3-1, so Cougars are 2-0 on their little trip down to Georgetown, Kentucky so far. Congratulations to the SXU men's volleyball team. 2 early wins to start their 2023 campaign. Moore's going to pull up for three again. This one's off the mark. Shabai does a nice job poking it back out and ends up with Moore again. Good passing. Barr for three. Off the mark. Julian Barr wide open, though. Great quick touch pass from Tino Shabai. Here's Keller looking for Stewart, but Bishop comes from behind to steal the pass. Shabai will slow things down, gives way to Trey Ward. Sets the screen. Ward kicks back out. Nice pass. Moore thought about the three, drives instead. Now Bishop with the three. Off the mark as Spires hauls it in. Wilson trying to find some space, has to circle back and find Spires. Stewart out to Wilson once again on the outside. Functioning as that pivot is the big man Stewart. Keller able to shake Moore. Nice crossover. Three-pointers good. What a play from number 12, Jack Keller, as he continues to pace the Eagles in scoring today. 7 of 10 now from the field. 18 points for Keller. Here's Ward on the drive off the glass. Won't go as Spires collects the rebound. Wilson trying to create some space and draws the foul. It might be on Maki Moore. And it is indeed on Maki Moore. All of a substitution after missing some time this season with injury, and this will be the first time this season we get to see number 31, Tyron Kidd, the 6'4 junior, Chicago, Illinois native. And there is the substitution. He'll check in place of Maki Moore. Wilson sinks the free throw. The Cougars going to the bench now. Not a lot of guys left, unfortunately, for reserves. A couple of unhealthy bodies on the bench, and we mentioned no Kevin Bishop. So especially with the big men, a big loss, we'll probably see mostly Shabai the rest of the way. Barr's three, just a bit short. We're under 8.5 to play here in the second half. Wilson back over to Bird. Good passing. And it ends up with Wilson, who converts on the three, and now a timeout called as the Eagles shrink the lead to 20. It's still a lot of work to go with 8:15 to play. We'll step aside for a quick breather. We'll be back with you here in just a moment as the action resumes right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 8:15 to go here. Cougars with a 20-point lead for the time being. 76-56 your score. If you're joining us late, couple notable things in today's game so far. Cougars with 4 double-digit scorers. Halverson, Babaker, Johnson, and King all in double figures. Halverson and Babaker each with 10, Johnson with 11, and King with 21, coming in right around his season average. On the other side for the Eagles, Wilson and Keller paced the way. Wilson with 16 points, Keller with 18, and then Antarius Ryan is sitting in third right now in points scored on the team with 7. But also worth noting, as we mentioned, Maki Moore, 1,001 career collegiate points between his career at McHenry Community College and here at St. Xavier University. So big congratulations, number 23, Maki Moore, on the achievement as Spires is called for the foul here, trying to steal that pass away from Trey Ward. 8:08 to go still here. Cougars have gone to the bench for the most part. Julian Barr, the only starter remaining in the lineup. And a large part of that is just due to the number of healthy bodies on the bench. We mentioned no Kevin Bishop for this game. Suspension after double tech and ejection a week ago. So we'll likely see this group of 5 the rest of the way. Bishop's bid, no good. Ward with the putback doesn't go. But now Drew Bishop tries to follow up once again and can't get it to fall. No foul called. Robert Ford looking at the official, wondering where the call was. Bird's going to pull up from deep for 3. That's a bit short. Trey Ward collects the rebound and allows the chaos to work its way down court before bringing it into the front court himself. Under 7.5 to play. Ward on the drive, kicks to Bishop. Kidd for 3 from the corner. That's off the mark. And Bazane was able to pull that in. Gold looking for his first points. Might get him as a foul is called. It appears Tyron Kidd will pick up his first foul. That's the 5th team foul here in half number 2. And that will send number 33 guard Seth Gold to the line. And Gold unable to convert on free throw number 1. That's his first shot of the day of any form. 0 for 1, looking to go 50%, and does. Those are his first point for the day. A little bit of full court pressure here from Judson as the Cougars work it into the front court easily. Barr with it on the far side as we tick under 7 to go. Ward waiting for reinforcements, gets the screen from Kidd. A little pick and roll action there between Kidd and Ward. Kidd's going to drive. And he's going to draw a foul.
Foul call on number 1, Bryson Botsley. His second personal, 14th foul for the Eagles.
You heard it in the background, 4th team foul now. Barr will inbound from the baseline and throws it into Ward up top. Ward will slow things down, let the offense set up. Shabai setting the screen. Ward on the drive, drawing a little bit of contact, but he's able to get it back. Here's Kidd, stuck underneath the hoop and gets it out to Barr. And Julian Barr now, via instruction of Robert Ford, slows things down. Kidd tried to pop inside. Barr lets off the 3. It's off the mark. Here comes Judson quickly. A lot of ground to make up for the Eagles. Wilson, 3-pointer, off the mark. Barr's able to collect on the rebound, and Ward slows things down with 6:04 and counting to play. 76-57 your score. 19-point deficit. Shabai lets off a 3! Tito Shabai, the off-balance 3. And that extends the Cougars' lead beyond 20 once again. And now another takeaway. This ends up with Bishop. Here's Julian Barr working his way in. Little floater in the lane from 2 more. Good work from the Cougars, turning defense into offense. 5.5 to go here. Spires dribbling in, kicks out to Bird, now to Wilson up top. Bird lets off a J, and it's good. Nice mid-range jumper from number 3, Isaiah Bird. Ward guarded tightly here by Spires as he brings it across half court. Gets a screen from Shabai to create some space. Pop play to Shabai. He's automatic from beyond the arc. Tino Shabai for 3. What a shot from Tino Shabai. And a timeout called. 30-second from the Cougars. We're going to step aside for a quick breather. 4:58 to play. The Cougars are widening the gap. Tino Shabai now your second leading scorer of the day with 12 points. We'll be back here in just a second on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Timeout comes to a close following the Tino Shabai 3. He's 4 of 5 from beyond the arc today, and all four of his makes and all 5 of his attempts coming from that range as well. Bizanth draws the foul. It will be on the aforementioned Tino Shabai. That is his third, 6th team foul, so one away from the first phase of the bonus. And it's the big man, Brighton Bizanth. With the free throws, will miss the first opportunity. 84-59 your score here. 25-point game as we currently stand. And it bounces around a couple times. A couple of putback chances from Judson, and they will keep possession after it goes out of play off a Cougars player. Freshly checked in for the Cougars as well after that timeout was number 45, Jack Walsh. Big 3 lets off. No good as Walsh originally hauled in the rebound. Wilson got a piece of it, so it will be Cougar ball. Ward and Bishop will continue to serve as the primary ball handlers. Here comes the trap. Shabai gets it into the front court. Kidd taking it himself. Kidd off the glass and in for 2. Tyron Kidd, and the bench absolutely loves it for the Cougars. Getting a lot of love from his teammates after that bucket. Here's Keller circling back for Spires. Good cut down low. Gold trying to put it up, and does. Good patience from Seth Gold, outweighing a couple of airborne Cougar defenders. And we'll take under 4 minutes to play here in this second half. Shabai sends it over to the side here for Bishop, just in front of Robert Ford. Walsh coming to set the screen, but Bishop sends him away. Ward cutting to the basket, and that shot won't fall, but a foul is called. Gold will pick up the foul call with 3:44 to play. As we noted, the Cougars aren't back home until February 15th for a doubleheader with Roosevelt University. In the meantime, 3 games on the road. Be sure to catch all of those. 7:30, 3 o'clock, and 7 o'clock starts at St. Ambrose, Calumet, St. Joseph, and Cardinal Stritch on February 1st, 4th, and 9th, respectively. Hopefully you're able to keep up with all of that. As Ward converts on the free throw, and like we said, just after that Roosevelt game, one more game in February at Olivet Nazarene. And then it's CCAC tournament time at the end of February. Cougars looking to host a couple of games right here in the Shannon Center, potentially en route to what could be a tournament berth, or playoff berth. Bizanth will pull up from mid-range, no good, loose ball. Cougars possession after Spires last touched. 3:30 to play here in this second half. 88-61 now your score. We mentioned the women securing an 88-55 victory earlier. Now the men en route to what should be a good victory. Walsh wisely just letting that one go, avoiding any potential injury. Looked like it might have hit one of the cheerleaders as well, or they saw their lives flash before their eyes as big Jack Walsh came barreling down on them. Everybody's okay, though. Good to see as we tick closer to 3 minutes to play. Wilson wants the spot up, elects to pass. Brighton Bizath, nice move to the hoop, nothing home. Tyron Kidd does a nice job securing the rebound, gets it away for Trey Ward. Cougars moving quickly, avoiding any trap scenarios, and now Jack Walsh has 2. Cougars to 90 points. Here come the Eagles quickly. Keller with a nice little runner to answer back. And the full court press is coming. Bishop, Ward, and Shabai will play catch to get it into the front court. Kidd's going to spot up. Three-pointer off the mark. Walsh trying to get the rebound. And now a whistle as a foul is called. Wilson will be called for the foul, so it will remain Cougars' possession. The 6th team foul for the Eagles, and now each side with 6. And now we'll see a substitution. Number 35, this is Slade Huntley, the freshman, checking in for Judson. And may we mention that luscious flow that Huntley's got going on as he freshly checks in. Here's Walsh. That little hook shot was short. We approach 2 minutes to play. Cougars en route to a commanding victory in this one. Doubleheader sweep as well against Judson today. Cougars will improve to 18-5 with a victory today as Wilson spots up for 3. That's off the mark. Walsh will outweight everybody. Judson will fall to 5-17 on the year. 3-11 in conference play. This will be the 12th conference win for the Cougars this year. And that will keep them firmly in second place in the CCAC standings as they're just a game back of Roosevelt. Number 21, Sam Stewart checking back in, and number 23 was Darian Davis checking into the game for the first time today. Still Cougars possession with $1:45 to go here. Kidd spots up for the 2. It's off the mark. Huntley with his first stat of the day on the rebound. Stewart, that just out of his reach. So a quick turnover will lead to Cougar possession once again. As we mentioned, 3 big conference games on the road coming up here for the Cougars. And then they will be back here for their final home game, and it'll be senior day against Roosevelt. That'll be a big game for conference positioning, especially ahead of the conference tournament. Tournament play will be February 21st through 25th. And then assuming a playoff berth is in order, the NAIA opening round begins March 7th. And the Cougars looking to be a part of that this season after a heartbreaking end of their year a year ago against Roosevelt. A buzzer beater right here in the Shannon Center ended their tournament appearance. Hosted as the 4 seed in the conference. Spires hits the second free throw. With $1:15 to play, and the name of the game is just wind it down here for the Cougars. Shabai up to Walsh. Kidd wide open. And Spires took it away, but then stepped out of play, so it's still Cougar possession down to our right. As things stand, $1:04 still to play. As we noted, this is the penultimate home game of the season. Hope you'll join us all again on the 15th. Also, men's volleyball is in session now. They're opening their season in Georgetown, Kentucky. A pair of victories as the number 12 Cougars downed at number 6 Georgetown, and receiving votes Warner over the last 2 days. And Coach Tom Ryan and company looking for another strong year after a CCAC title a year ago. Hope you'll join us for some of those games this season on SXUCougars.com and the St. Xavier Athletics YouTube page for all those live streams. Here's Stewart in the post, trying to work through Walsh. Good defense here from the Cougars. Managed to somehow stay in play. Huntley's going to put off a three. That's short. And a wise play by Stewart to bank it off of Walsh. So possession will remain with the Eagles. 10 on the shot clock, though, with 40 seconds to play. Davis inbounding to Spires and over to Huntley. He's going to pull up for another three. That one's off the mark. And it will officially be Cougar possession. 5-second difference between shot and game clock. So the Cougars will look just to wind this down and turn it back over to the Eagles. We noted the Cougars will improve now to 18-5 on the year as they continue to play catch here and settle things down. We look forward to being back with you here on the Cougar Sports Network on February 15th for a doubleheader with Roosevelt. Women will start at 5 o'clock. Men will begin at 7. You can join me, Ron Luce, here for that one. 3, 2, and 1 on the shot clock. Shot clock violation, and they will just run the clock, as head coach Bruce Fields indicated to the officials. So they'll do the ceremonious inbound, and that'll be it. Just waiting for it to inbound, and that'll pretty much do it. And a foul will be called. Judson trying to secure one last bucket, 1.4 on the clock. That'll send Wilson to the line. First free throw falls for Wilson. So he'll get a second opportunity now with 1.4 on the clock. And that's off the mark. And that'll do it. 91-66, Cougars win. I'm Ron Luce. We'll see you on February 15th. SXU will look to win conference effectively against Roosevelt University. Until then, we wish you well, and we'll see you soon here on the Cougar Sports Network.